It's fall season once again, which means another Call of Duty. This time around, it's a Modern Warfare 2 2022 edition, and the beta is finally upon us. I've gotten a chance to play it, and hopefully you have too, but whether or not you have, hopefully this video just helps you decide on whether or not you should get this game. So, the good. Visually, just like 2019, this game looks great. There's a nice attention to detail here, but unlike 2019, the color actually pops a bit more, which I actually really liked. Alongside the visuals, the animation and sound design are also top notch, really well done, and the gun inspections are even more detailed this time. However, I do have some nitpicky qualms with the animation, which I'll get to later, but it's really nitpicky, and I'll have some stuff to talk about the sound design later in the bad, but we'll get to that later. For the most part, sound design is great. Other great things about this game, automatic weapons feel wonderful. They have a nice punch to them, and the TTK really caters to them, so using them just feels so good. A welcome addition that I think a lot of people are going to like is that there's not just kill streaks here or just score streaks, but there's both. And with the click of a button, you can choose between the two, which is going to be great if you're playing different game modes like a team deathmatch game, which is more based on kills, versus a more objective based game like domination. This is a welcome change, and I'm surprised we haven't seen this sooner, so good job. Love that one. Now, there's some new game modes, and while some are misses, others are hits. And the one I thought I would like the least is actually my favorite. The new Invasion mode is a nice change of pace. I thought I would hate the fact that there's AI, but it reminds me of back in the day when I was a kid playing Star Wars Battlefront split screen with my friends against AI bots. It's just chill, laid back, a nice change of pace, and you're not worrying about having to go MLG Pro every 2 seconds. That just about wraps up all the good of the game. Now we're going to get to the I'm not sure yet section. It's not quite bad, but I just think we're going to have to wait and see for these things. And the first one of those is the perk system. I've never felt like the perk system needed any major changes, but here it's changed quite a bit. You have your 2 base perks, bonus perk, and then a bonus perk. And yeah, we're just gonna have to see if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't really know yet. I haven't played this game enough to really say, but it could be good, it could be bad. I don't have a strong opinion. Do you? Next up is the new Gunsmith. Now, Gunsmith has been a welcome addition since it's entered the Call of Duty franchise, and here it's changed a bit. And some people think that's going to be for the good, some people think it's going to be for the bad. I'm not quite sure where I land. Some people think, hey, every gun is just going to end up being the same. Some people think it's going to make some great Frankenstein guns, some crazy combinations. I think we're just going to have to wait and see till we get to play with it more, till there's all the guns in the game. But let me know your thoughts. But now, let's get to the juice, the good stuff, the bad. Let's get to it. Let's talk. We got to get the elephant out of the room. SBMM. Just got to mention it. It sucks that it's here. It's in the game. If you don't know what it is, every single creator about Call of Duty has mentioned it, and really nobody's a fan. I'm not going to really beat a dead horse here because everyone says SBMM, this, SBMM, that. So we're just going to move on, but just know it's always going to be a negative, and it probably always will be in Call of Duty, and that's a sad thing that we all just have to face. Next up is the UI, the menus. Brother. This was awful. The menus have always been just fine or solid in all the past Call of Duties, and here they decided to make it kind of look like a tablet kind of UI look, and it's super confusing. I felt like I had to figure out a puzzle before I could even play the game. Most people I've talked to also agree. There's a few people that are oh, super intuitive. I don't really agree with that. I think most people are confused. I think the UI can be vastly changed, and it also has inhibited me to figure out how to mute people really easily or figure out who's talking in the pregame lobby. It's all confusing. I don't get it. It's a nightmare. The UI needs to change, and that's just facts. The next few really all tie together. The minimap, the loud footsteps, dead silence, and mounting. The way that Infinity Ward has designed these features really caters towards a slower pace, more campy style of play. And at the end of the day, that's not why I play Call of Duty, and that's not why a lot of other people play Call of Duty. And it seems that Infinity Ward wants everyone to play their game in a certain play style. which is unfortunate because I've been playing Cold War for the past 2 years, and it feels like in Cold War, you can play any way you want and you're not punished for it. But here it feels like you're getting punished for a specific way that you want to play that we've played for years. Let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's start with the mini-map. So when an enemy fires their weapon, it doesn't matter if it's silenced or not, no red dot will show up on the map. Now obviously, when there is a red dot that shows up on the map, you're more likely to go run towards it, which leads to more movement. But when there's no red dot, likely that there's going to be less movement. An even bigger issue that I have is the footsteps. The footsteps in this game are so loud. It sounds like an elephant is stopping towards you, which has led to tons of people crouch walking, aiming down sights, or even just sitting in a corner waiting for someone to run by and then pre-aiming. And if someone's pre-aiming, they have a large advantage. And it leads to, once again, a slower flow to the game and, to me, more boring experience. Next up, Dead Silence. Dead Silence has always been a perk. Modern Warfare 2019 said, we ain't gonna do that. And they say it here once again. And it's even worse this time around because not only is it not a perk, but when you use it as a field upgrade and you activate it, it makes a pretty loud sound when you activate it. Like if you have a text tone go off on your phone and you set it to full volume. I've seen multiple kill cams of people dying because they activate their Dead Silence and someone just whips around and goes, oh, someone just started Dead Silence. I know where they're at. Boom, they're dead. This is a problem and just feels like they're actively trying to punish people who want to play a faster play style, and is unfortunate. Also, there's mounting, which leads to tons of head glitches and people just sitting in one spot and just holding down lanes even more. And at the end of the day, I'm just not a fan of what this creates. Now, this isn't a bad game. I don't hate it overall, but I just think it has so much potential and it could be so much better. And unfortunately, it just isn't quite living up to a lot of people's expectations, including mine. It seems the developers want their player base to play a certain way. Gone, it seems, is freedom of playstyle, and if you want to run around the map a lot, well, too bad. And since the TTK is so quick, Gone is weapon variety. You're probably going to see a lot of SMGs, a lot of shotguns, and a lot of assault rifles. A lot less quickscoping to be had. Ultimately, you enjoying this game is going to depend on if you enjoy the playstyle the developers want you to play. Cold War players like myself are probably going to turn back to Cold War, especially those who play S&D, since the S&D games in Modern Warfare 2 have players just leaving midway through almost every single match, and no one repopulates them. I feel like the S&D community is just going to fall apart and not stay true, just like the Cold War community has. Now, again, I don't hate this game, and we won't know how good it is till really a few weeks into its launch, but it's looking like this COD may not be for me. I'm still going to get it, I'm still going to play it, I'll probably have a lot of fun playing it, but not quite as much enjoyment as Cold War, or at least that's my prediction. But I digress. What do you think of the beta? Are you excited for this game? Worried? Let me know down below. Hope you're having a blessed day, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Blessings.
It's so hype, I'ma take flight, alright. Would you kinda please give me a like and maybe subscribe if you like? I don't know, but I hope your soul's pity so cold.